All right, it is 7 o'clock. We have a public hearing scheduled for this evening. First off,
When was it?
first item is Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated applicant requests approval for conditional use permit to allow a drive-through window for proposed Culver restaurant to be located at 115 Jason Drive. This property is zoned C3 Highway Commercial District. Is there somebody here for that? I'm assuming. Hi, come on up.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gibson. I'm going to be the owner of the Culvers here in town. We're so excited to come. I think this is going to be a great partnership between everybody in the city and community and the Culvers brand that's coming. I brought along the contractor and engineer to answer any questions that you guys have.
Okay, I think it's just more like a technicality because the drive-through window is just for the zoning has to be approved by us first. So there's probably not gonna be any animosity or opposition for Culver's coming to Troy. I'm sure everybody's very excited about it as well as we are. So if the board has any questions for them, obviously entertain them. So. All right, well, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, also on the agenda is Monty Cannon on behalf of Cannon Builders request approval to rezone proposed lot 1 of Stonebridge Professional Plat 1 from C3 Highway Commercial District to C1 PD Central Business District with a planned development overlay. This property is located south of Old Moscow Mills Road, north of Town Branch Drive, and west of Creekwood Boulevard. Monty, are you here? I thought I saw you. All right. You just want to touch base what you want. You just basically changing the zoning is all you're really doing.
Yeah, the only thing you need to clarify is that is allowing us to subdivide those.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we have to do this for at least 5 minutes, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit. Sorry.
Somebody's got.
All right, well, we go ahead and start the regular meeting. We have a roll call, please.
Kevin Bishop,
Here.
Margaret Ebsmeyer, here, Harold Horner, Deanne Adelak, here, Vicky Cool,
Here.
Deborah Thurman here, Waylon Martin, Dan Cobbard.
Here.
All right, we do have a quorum. Item 3, approval of tonight's agenda. Entertain a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So many.
Is there a second? All right. All those in favor say aye. Motion carries. Item 4, approval of the last minutes from February's meeting. Any substitutions, additions, corrections? If not, entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 5, citizens' comments. There are no citizens' comments scheduled. Item 6, old business. There is no old business to discuss. New business, item 7. Item A is PZ-26-0001. Item 1 is Kimley Horn and Associates Incorporated applicant requests approval of a lot subdivision with consolidation of the final record plat for the lots located at 115 Jason Drive and 100 Frenchman's Bluff Lane. This property is zoned C3 Highway Commercial District. Dave, you're up.
The location, that's Walgreens, that's Casey's, that's Jason Drive. It's this lot right here. Keep this in mind. This is one large lot wraps around, and then that is another lot, okay? So there's subdivision of those 2 lots to make the new lot. You with me so far?
On board.
On board, okay. There it is again, showing water and sewer. That is part of the survey stuff, it breaks it down.
So we're gonna do lot 2 there in the north loop in the
Yeah.
rotating corner.
This is the site plan. Okay? It's hard to read this, and the more and I'll show you, I'll try to blow it up, it's real blurry, it's hard to see it. The parking requirements, they have to have at least 59. They have 70 total, including 4 handicap spaces, okay? They've got the required This is going to be a community or regional detention basin. Let me back up here. That top corner and that bottom corner is small detention basins, okay? Then by pipes, it comes through here, it's hard to see in this, right here. There's a big box culvert, and you can see the pipes coming over. That goes into this drainage area.
Is that existing right now, or is it gonna be new?
Huh?
Is that existing, or is it gonna be new?
New,
Okay.
there's nothing there. That box culvert's there now.
The box culvert
But
is
the
there.
detention basin's not.
Okay, I knew the basin was there, but I didn't know if the box culvert was there.
Right. A rule of thumb, or the safe way to say it, you can't increase the runoff of the property, right? Y'all familiar with that term? They took a reading at this area where it leaves this property and goes under 61 across, okay? I'm just bringing it to your all's attention, it's probably too much information, but I want you all to understand this. To reduce, or to keep it at the same level or reduce it, there's so much going into that ditch, and the rest of it's being picked up by the detention. So it does not increase the runoff. You follow me so far?
Yep, keep it equal.
Right, so that's why those two pipes, cause as soon as we see it, we question it. Those pipes don't go technically into that detention basin. Like, whoa, we got an issue. And we have an engineer that can explain it engineering wise, but typically you guys don't look at the infrastructure,
No.
but I'm letting you know what's going on.
I rely on you.
So that's why it's like that.
That's fine.
Next slide. This is the site plan. It shows all their little signs on the buildings or order menus. There's a pylon sign here, a small one, and there's a tall one up here, which would be the north side of the site plan. The sharp pylon looks like this, it's 25 feet tall. The tall one's this way, and it's 100 foot tall, and that's what it looks like. That's what it's gonna look like.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Should I go ahead and say item 2 too, or just should we vote on item 1 first?
Do one and then two.
Okay. All right, anybody else have any questions for the people that are here? Obviously, the engineer's here too.
You guys got anything you wanna add, or? Okay, didn't mean to put you on the spot, but sometimes I get talking.
No, thank you for summarizing.
Okay.
All right. Any discussion? Those? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to, approve item 1 of PZ-26-0001 then.
So made, motion.
How about you take the second? All right, that's gonna be a roll call vote on that.
Kevin Bishop,
Yes.
Harold Warner, Vicky Cool,
Yes.
Wayland Martin, Margaret Avesmeyer,
Yes.
Deanne Abelak. Yes. Deborah Thurman, yes. Dan Culver.
Yes.
All right, item 2, Culver Horn Associates Incorporated, the applicant requests approval of a commercial site plan and conditional use permit to allow a drive-through window for proposed Culver's restaurant to be located at 115 Jason Drive. Is that just something that's technicality you have to, for the drive-through is just something on the C3, you had to be a,
Any drive-through has to have a conditional use.
gotcha, that's what I thought. All right. Any discussion with that?
You said it is just one window? One window.
It's gonna be a lot of Butterburgers.
Mm-hmm.
A lot
Could
of-
it expand to two? No, there's just one window.
No, it just,
Okay.
that's a lot of cheese curds too. All right, any other discussion? If not, entertain a motion for item 2 for PZ-26-0001.
So made.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right, roll call vote.
Kevin Bishop,
Yes.
Harold Warner, Vicky Cool,
Yes.
Wayland Martin, Margaret Avesmeyer,
Yes.
Deanne Abelak. Yes. Deborah Thurman, yes. Dan Culver.
Yes.
All right, that will go before the Board of Aldermen on what date, Dave?
16.
16th, so you have to present that again. Probably be a public hearing for the drive-through window on that too, so on the 16th, you want to show up for that, just in case. All right, next item is item B, PZ 25-0016. Monty Cannon on behalf of Cannon Builders and Eddie Edmiston request approval of a replat of Stonebridge Professional Plat 1, lots 1 and 2, with subdivision and consolidation. This property is located south of Old Bosco Hills Road, north of Town Branch Drive, and west of Creekwood Boulevard, and is currently zoned C3 Highway Commercial District.
This is location, that's 61 out there. That's Stonebridge Villas here, pool guys. So here's the two original lots, the way they sit now. That shows the water and sewers. And again, there's the original lots. And they're wanting to subdivide and consolidate. So they're changing the lot line.
So basically just changing the dimension of the
Yeah.
lots, okay.
So that is lot 2, and this is lot 1. This one down here, Cannons wants to request a rezoning C1 plan development to match Stonebridge Villas, which we all approved a couple years back. This is the pool guys I'm sorry. They're talking right now possibly a restaurant, a couple of small businesses. They'll have their own detention basin. Cannons, this is what they wanna do with their property. These two are existing lots. They wanna add 2 more on this side and those lots there to match up with what's there with the Stonebridge
Is
Villas.
that gonna be part of your villas, Monty? Okay.
That's it.
Okay. All right, anybody have any questions for item 1 on that? All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion to approve item 1 on PZ 25-0016.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All right, roll call vote?
Kevin Bishop,
Yes.
Harold Harder, Vicky Cool,
Yes.
Waylon Martin, Margaret Epstein,
Yes.
Deanne Ayla. Yes. Deborah Thurman, yes. Dan Cobb.
Yes.
All right, item 2 on that is Monty Cannon on behalf of Cannon Builders and Eddie Edmiston request approval of a rezoning request for the proposed lot 1 of Stonebridge Professional Plat 1 from C3 Highway Commercial District to C1 PD Central Business District with a plan development overlay and approval of the site plans for the proposed lots 1 and 2 of Stonebridge Professional Plat 1. And that basically is just, it's like, yeah, pool guys get the north one and Monty's gonna go on the south, so. Any more discussion on that? Any questions or concerns? If not, entertain a motion for item 2.
So made. I second.
Roll call, please.
Kevin Bishop,
Yes.
Harold Harder, Vicky Cool,
Yes.
Waylon Martin, Margaret Epstein,
Yes.
Deanne Ayla. Yes. Deborah Thurman, Dan Cobb.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Again, whoever's here for that, Monty, just Alderman meeting on the 16th, just to double check. All right, item C is PZ-26-0004. Bryce Gregory, on behalf of Lincoln County R3 School District, is requesting approval of a site plan for an addition on the construction trades building located at 60 Clotsfield Drive. Come on up, gentlemen. Do you have any questions?
Good evening, Board. We're here on behalf of Lincoln County R3 School District, Bryce Gregory, to propose an addition to the 60 Clotsfield. My name is Brett Lovell, Austin Barton, and Ben Gregory. Or, Ben Gifford, sorry.
Don't be shy, we won't bite.
You can see our existing buildings, the left there, the hashed out part is what we want to do for an addition. We have wood shop in there. I don't know if you guys have seen the plans, if you want to see the plans.
No, they haven't seen.
We haven't seen the plans, no, I'll take a
Would you
look.
like to see them? So,
So this is just tied to the existing.
just
building.
tying in the back
Okay.
of the existing building. We started out pretty small, and we've added 3 teachers in the last 2 years. So we went from like This is just in our construction
Okay,
program.
construction program, okay,
Yeah.
that's really cool.
So we're trying to get welding in there and some other,
I didn't see how big the building is, how big is it gonna be?
45 by 60.
45 by 60, it's pretty much
In
all
addition,
big.
yeah.
Okay.
inside of that addition, we'll have like a plumbing wall, electrical wall, that way the kids can kind of get their hands on before we go to our job site to work on our tech house.
Sure.
They kind of get that real world experience while they're under our roof at our shop.
Now, are you guys actually going on site and building houses with these kids now? I know that Pike Tech did that, but are you doing the same thing? Okay.
Right now, we're building between Troy South Elementary and Troy Middle School.
Yeah,
Troy
I
South
know what you're talking
Middle.
about, because you had like 4 lots there.
Yes.
At Crooked Creek or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. It's very good. Good for the kids. I'm glad they're interested in doing something like that. We need skilled labor people, that's for sure.
Which building is this being added to?
So if you go right,
Right.
I guess it would be to the east of the tennis courts, and south of New Horizons building, there's a building that is there that I think used to be maintenance shop, which we've turned into, what was it, construction classroom, and wood shop classroom, which is now, we're outgrowing our building, our existing building. We're looking for, additional areas, so.
That's really good. Awesome. So the building now, is it being used for your construction trade classes now?
Yeah.
Okay, I know it used to be kind of the maintenance building at one time, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
It was, we finished out, put classrooms in, metal the inside.
Okay,
Um,
just kick the maintenance guys out, just say go away.
Well,
also, we
so up the top, left hand corner, that's.
I was just
where
being
they're at.
honored, I know. Okay. All right, anybody have any questions for these gentlemen? Any more questions? All right, if not, entertain a motion for PZ-26-0004. Is there a second? All right, roll call vote.
Kevin Bishop,
Yes.
Harold Porter, Vicky Poole.
Yes.
Wayland Martin, Margaret Evans,
Yes.
Ian Edelot. Yes. Deborah Thurman, yes. Dan Culver.
Yes.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And again, you might check with the Alderman meeting on the 16th. Okay? All right, thank you. All right, item D is PZ-26-0005, Rolls Company applicant is requesting approval of the site plan for the Ridge at Park Hills. This property is located on South Main Street and north of Park Hills Parkway. All right, guys are here.
Yeah, good evening. My name is David Bowles. I'm with Bowles Incorporated, and our address is 10849 Indian Head, 63122. And with me tonight is Adam Baird from the Rawls Company. And what we're seeking tonight is approval of the site plan for the Ridge at Park Hills. And it's located on the west side of Main Street, north of Park Hills Parkway. I think you're pretty familiar with this site. And so the site is currently zoned C1. And what we're proposing is 60 multifamily units in 3 different buildings. So 60 units in 3 buildings. And I just want to say that the multifamily is an allowed use in the C1, and we're not seeking rezoning, we're not seeking a CUP, we're not seeking any variances. So we're complying with the ordinances, the zoning and the subdivision ordinance with this plan. So the site is 3.79 acres, and it's basically about 185 feet by 900 feet, so it's a long site. And on the south side, which is by the road there, it falls about 30 feet to the north. And the very end of it is where the detention basin is. It's actually an existing detention basin that's already built and is sized and will properly detain the water to this site, so it's already there, so there's nothing to do there. So again, there's 3 buildings. The one on the right, which would be the south end. Excuse me? Oh, sure. Now, your wife has flu, is that what I heard?
Huh?
Your wife has the flu, is that what I heard?
No,
Okay.
administrative assistant.
Okay. So this building right here is 24 units, the second building is 24 units, and this this has 12 units. And again, it falls about 30 feet from right here to right here. The parking code that the city has actually requires 2 parking spaces per unit, so we have 120 parking spaces to match the 60 units. Parking spaces the requirement is 10 by 20, which is actually the largest I've seen. with 5 handicap, and the drive has to be 25 feet, and this site plan meets all of that, so we have all of that in place.
Your parking and stuff.
Sure, yeah, so the parking is, I think, right there. Yeah. So if you go back to the site plan for me real quick, the parking lot does have lights, and there's a few light standards here, and they're gonna be diffused, so it all goes, into the site and doesn't spill over here. And then we propose landscaping along this buffer right here to screen these people, and these are, the giant trees, the green giants, which I actually have in my backyard, and they grow pretty quick and pretty fast and pretty tall, so that's why those are there, so they create a good screen. And with that, I just wanna say again that we think the site plan meets the C1 zoning code, and, we're hoping that you approve it, and here to answer your questions.
You talked about the number of parking spaces. Does that allow for any guest parking?
So the code is 2 spaces per, and that is factored into your code. Most apartment units that I do are actually like 1.8 or 1.5 units, so 2 should be plenty to supply these, because a lot of these are gonna be one unit apartments. So 2 is generally used, and so that will also provide enough parking for guests.
Our parking regulation only requires 2, period.
Okay.
Which I'm
Just
telling you.
being realistic that most apartments have 2 vehicles on their own without a reason.
Good.
So most codes though, are 2 is actually on the high end of what is typical for an
Well, you
apartment.
can't park a vehicle and a half a vehicle. So,
Generally, the requirements for most municipalities is between 1.5 and 1.8, so yours is higher. And this meets the code, and there should be plenty of parking based on your ordinance, which I'm telling you is higher than what's typical. So, you might not believe me, it's actually.
I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I'm just saying if I were writing code, it would be more. Or
Okay.
else there would be an allotted guest parking lot, however you want to word it. But
Sure.
I lived in enough apartment buildings, I know there aren't enough parking spaces for everybody to be home at the same time.
Right.
The retention basin?
Sure, yeah.
If it was already put in, how do you factor in that much more water going into it? Wouldn't it have to be made larger?
Well, this basin was actually built it was already sized with this being a developed piece of property. So when it was designed and built, which I didn't do, but we're going to actually have to provide those calculations, which we've done already, but that was already, had this site in mind for it as being a developed site, so.
Was it with houses or apartments?
We don't care houses, apartments, we care about the coverage, so.
Because I looked at, you've got a lot more pavement.
Which is what I'm saying,
Yeah.
we look at it based on coverage, so when we do the calculations and we look at this, we'll redo it, and we do an area calculation here of the impervious surface, and then we can determine how much water goes into it, but we've done that, and it does meet that, and I understand that we'll have to provide that to the city when the construction plans are in, so,
Okay.
yeah.
Any other questions for Ms. Jones? Come on up, ma'am.
How much space is there between your apartments and the housing,
Might take it back.
the people with their backyards to your apartments? How much spacing is there in between?
So basically the property line of the lots to the front end of those buildings.
Yeah, from there to here, it's
Yeah,
about,
how much space is there between the homes?
Well, how big are the buildings? Let's just get it that. What's the dimensions of the buildings, just a 12 unit one?
you know what, I don't know how wide that building is.
You said it's 185 foot by 900. So you're almost 200 foot. So you would say it's at least a minimum of 100 foot away.
Yeah, if you're asking the distance, I know the distance from here to here, it is 100 feet.
No, I think she's asking what it is from the end of the parking lot to the property. What's the distance there? You're talking about the shrubs and stuff.
Correct.
Right here, it's 15 feet.
15
15
feet?
feet from this parking lot to here, which I think is what the requirement is.
And how many lights are gonna be out there?
How many lights would go through this?
It's on the site plan, I know there's, I think 1 year, and 1 year, and 1 year, and then maybe 1 year, and 1 year.
And those trees that you're putting in, how big are they? How tall are they when you put them in?
Are those the ones that are long and slender?
They are the arborvitae giants, and I don't know how tall they'll be when they're placed.
But they're more slender though, aren't they? Because you can kind of compact them. Is that what it is, or?
They're actually great buffers, and they're kind of
Well, I think I know which one you're talking about. There's a property on Highway 61 right by Flint Hill, I think is the one they planted them and they grew super fast.
They grow 3 to 5 feet a year. I literally have them growing in my backyard right now because I back up to a major road, so I did this, and they grow that fast. So they're probably gonna be 6 feet when they're planted, but they do grow 3 to 5 feet a year. And there's one every 16 feet along here. I think there's 30 of them proposed right in there, 30 or 33.
And how tall are your lights that are gonna be light standards? How tall are they?
Dave, do you know how tall the requirement is?
Are they minimum 30 foot?
No, I don't know, but typically they're 60
I
feet.
remember, I have requirement of lights, I just remember the requirement on shining lights.
Yeah, you say you're gonna direct the light more towards the,
I think one of the requirements of the city is that you diffuse them, so that you put something that blocks them on this
Yeah.
side.
so you're not casting light. onto
And that's
it.
why they're along this line,
Okay.
because that way they'll be casting the light that way.
Well, it makes sense to cast it on the parking lot.
And the lights are a requirement, so we're required to light the parking lot.
Since it's apartments. Yes, sir.
Alright, so, the last time we were here with where I was trying to build there, the issue was not the type of building, the issue was the fact that that intersection is already very congested. That it's already horrible traffic, there's a bus pickup for children, and like, I work at Toyota, and it's already hard for me to get out, and I live 3 minutes away from work. And this is just gonna make it 10 times worse.
So you're basically saying you're having a hard time making a left turn out of it?
Yeah.
Either left turn in or
Well,
left turn out.
You're gonna have to do something to control the traffic there, because it's already hard to get out of that subdivision. Especially, like when they plowed the snow, when we had that big snow, they plowed it so high, you see how that curve is right there? The car, you can't see around that curve right there, and it's downhill. And if you pull out, you better pull out, and you better get and go.
Well, I would
because
suggest
you'll
that
get creamed.
I would suggest you notify the police department and do a stop study there to put a stop sign
We
there.
have,
That's already been done.
That's already been-
They're
that's already
installing
been-
a stop sign, but the fact that there's 120 more
Yeah,
cars
you're-
minimum,
They're gonna come to
and
us.
there's a daycare. Keep in mind, there's a Troy R3 preschool on
Who's
the
gonna
same
come to the
road.
subdivision?
yeah, you're talking a whole bunch more cars there, and then they're building in the back there. You know, you're gonna have a traffic problem there, a big one.
What about the lot premiums for people who pay lot premiums and
Yeah.
have nothing backed up? Do they get lot
Okay,
premium
okay, I know
refunds?
you're all angry. Here's the deal. We're an advisory board. And what we're supposed to do is, this gentleman's presented a plan. And if it conforms with the zoning, which it does, there's not a lot we can do about it. I know it's emotional. You were probably told that there was never gonna be anything there. I don't agree with it being there myself personally, but I can't look at it that way. I can't take a personal bias on this. This is not what our job is right here. Our job is to make sure that this presentation conforms with the city zoning, and it has. Now, the emotional part of it is probably when you want to talk to the Board of Aldermen, because they're the one that makes the final decision. And that I'm just being as honest and true as I can with this, because all we're gonna do is basically see if this conforms with the way we should do. If not, we can get sued. We can't prevent it from not doing it if it doesn't apply or comply with the zone. Yes, sir.
How many entrances do you have in this apartment complex?
Just one. The main entrance right there in
Okay,
front.
it says here for state of Missouri, while a single entrance might be allowed for very small developments, most local jurisdictions require a second, often stabilized access point for fire apparatus if the development exceeds a certain number of units. They list 30 to 50. There's 60. Why isn't there a second entrance?
That would probably not be in our zoning, right?
It's not in there.
It's not in our zoning because we have there's an apartment complex on Boone Street, it's the same issue. It has one access point, there's 48 units in it. Our zoning doesn't have that enforced in it.
It's not safe.
I'm sorry?
It's not safe for emergency vehicles and for the people living in those apartments.
Again, the current zoning does not require it in our zoning. Now, in our new zoning, we probably have addressed it, but right now what's established, it does not address that. And that's gonna be jurisdiction to jurisdiction, probably thing you read on state law. That's probably gonna be based on whatever city it is and whatever their ordinances are. Anybody else have anything else? Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, I have just one quick question. If it was my understanding last time, because it was going to be residential, they were gonna go through Park Hills Parkway. Sorry. And that if it was going to be commercial, they were gonna be allowed to access Main Street. So they're not gonna be allowed to access Main Street. They're gonna have to come through Park Hills Parkway.
So the main entrance is coming off your Park Hills Parkway, yes. There's
Yes.
no access off of Main Street. Because they're gonna have the buildings basically being along the south right of way, or it'd be the west right of way of Main Street, or Sand Run Road, or whatever it might be. Basically, you're looking at it, north is going that way. You can see the arrow on the top.
Right, yeah, north is to the left, right. And Main Street runs like, just along there. But my question is, because there's already cutouts for streets or entrances, and I know, right now it's all just, just land, undeveloped property. But
Yeah,
if
'cause I
it's
think
commercial, I was under the impression last time, when it was gonna be houses that was commercial, they would have to access off of Main Street and not come through Park Hills Parkway.
If it was probably commercial, they would probably want that, yeah, if it was commercial. And more than likely, if it's commercial, they would have parking in the front and the building would be towards the rear. So it would be laid out different too, as commercial as
Right.
well. Apartments, in a sense, are commercial, but they're residential in class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No problem, you're welcome. Anybody else have any questions? Yes, ma'am.
So is this gonna be part of our, HOA?
That is something you'd have to talk to your, probably, no, will it have, okay, so I'm assuming they have some sort of code restrictions that are gonna be applied to these apartments.
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be kind of uniform on its own. Okay. So your HOA now, ma'am, does that take care of some of your roads and stuff like that? Is how that's set up, or?
We don't
We
have.
have no idea. They don't give us any information on that.
Or they take pictures and you have a trailer on your driveway for a day or two.
Okay.
I would also like to know who's gonna manage these apartments.
That's a question for these gentlemen right here.
Yeah, because, if you don't have good management, they'll be run down in no time.
Sure. Well, I mean, honestly, here's the thing. I would think if they're gonna spend the money, and the units look pretty nice, I would think they're gonna be pretty diligent about who they're gonna rent them to. They're gonna go through criteria to make sure that they're.
Look at our houses right now. A year or
Yeah,
two
I mean,
after.
you're getting, again, I understand your emotional plight, but we're just an advisory board to make sure they're conforming with the zoning. And right now, they're conforming with the zoning.
How is this gonna affect our house values?
Honestly, a lot of people say that. I'm in the business and I have not seen a stigma yet unless it's like a complete slumlord that would change the value of your home. It has to be established to see whether it's gonna make your values go down. You can hypothetically think it might, but until it's established and there and you see a problem with it, like a police presence or whatever it might be, then that'll stigmatize it. But until it's done and established, it's kind of hard to tell. Any other questions or concerns? Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to clarify, you said if we wanted to voice concern, we should speak to the Board of Aldermen?
This will be presented to the Board of Aldermen, yes.
Okay.
And I would suggest that you attend that because
How will we be notified?
Well, it'll be in the agenda. We have two older people right here right now, so,
Will that be behind closed doors again?
no.
Because they take things back there.
Well, the thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, but if this is on the consent agenda, you check to see if it's on the consent agenda, and this is probably not going to be on the consent agenda, because I would say it'd be silly to do that, honestly.
It won't be in closed
One last question.
Yes, sir.
I realize you are approving the plan tonight, that makes sense, I understand it's an ordinance, and as long as they're within that ordinance.
Yeah, we've crossed this bridge before.
Yeah, but I just have a question though, do you approve the builder tonight, or are you just approving the plan?
We're approving the site plans on it.
Okay, all right.
We're just making sure
I
that
think
it-
you all should think twice about the builder you're allowing building in your town, and the quality of homes they're building, and the way they do not stand by them. You know, what's happening is all this stuff's gonna go down. Home prices are gonna go down because the quality isn't there. The way that they're building these subdivisions, there's no oversight on what they do with them. The way they cut trees down and they build, you know, they just leave the grass growing 10 feet tall. They don't do anything about it throughout the year. They do not maintain it. You might wanna think twice about who you're letting build in the town of Troy. Cause I think a lot of us moved up to Troy, you know, but we weren't expecting this.
Again, that's.
And we all pay taxes here and spend money here. And we
I agree.
vote. So I'm just saying, I just think about that. Now, if that's a Board of Aldermen decision, then we'll be here and voice our concerns then.
Yeah, I mean, you're every right to say what you need to say, honestly. I mean.
Yeah, and I get it. I just wanted to understand where do you approve the builder, you approve the plan?
I mean,
And that's fine. So,
we have no right to say who can and can't build in the city of Troy. We're just here to make sure that the zoning is conformed to which, that's our position.
understood, we know what we got here.
Sure.
Let me clarify.
I'm sorry.
Is there gonna be more blasting happening because of this site?
Yes.
We've already,
Oh, there'll be more blasting?
Again, I don't know. These are.
This area is, there's more blasting coming because there's rock in that area. They're gonna have to.
There's a lot of rock in that area.
That's not what we've heard from everybody else.
I've lived here for 70+ years. I had a farm close to this. I know how much rock is there.
A lot?
A lot.
Yeah, we know too. And they knew
That's
that
why
too.
that road is the way it is.
Yeah, and they didn't warn us when we bought our homes. They waited till we bought our homes and then they went to decide
They
to
actually
blast.
don't have to.
And then they decided to do us fairly like something like this.
Then on top of that, every time they blast, I got a radon monitor in my house, and every time they blast, it goes way up. The radon coming out of the ground.
It's probably getting released.
And I had to put a radon emission system in because it was high. It's like up in the, above 25 at times.
And again, that's out of the proxy of this board to monitor, police, whatever that is. I mean, I don't know who to really direct you for that. I really don't know. I'm sorry. And that sounds like it's something in DNR or EPA or something like that. So. All right, there's no more. One more question. What?
To Dave,
Yes.
is that a public street? Did it get dedicated to the street?
Main Street's public.
But the street that comes off of there, that they're used for construction,
It is? Okay, I can't remember which phase that is.
it's been dedicated to the city?
What color sign does it have?
Yeah, I know.
So you're talking about that street?
Correct.
Park Hills, Parkway.
I think it is.
It's just being like it's an HOA, you'd think that maybe they would be paying that to fix the street and it would be private.
Well, the city
HOAs don't do that.
No, usually HOAs or something else. It's the city streets. It's just been on the board.
The goal of most builders that we've had for years and years and years, their goal is to get it to pass inspection through the public works and then dedicate it to the city.
So it's probably been dedicated.
I'd have to confirm and verify that.
All right, there's no more conversation or motion or questions. Entertain a motion to approve item D, PZ-26-0005.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, roll call vote.
Kevin Bishop,
Hesitant, yes.
Aaron Carter, Vicky Cool.
Yeah.
Waylon Martin, Margaret Ebbsmeyer,
Legally, because I have to say yes.
Deanne Adelot.
Yes.
Same for me, just have to say yes because I have to. Dan?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Again, folks, it'd probably be prudent for you all to attend the meeting on the 16th, for sure. That's where you're probably gonna get a lot more. So, I appreciate y'all coming though, that's definitely your right to come here.
No, appreciate your time.
Okay, you're welcome. All right.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, wants to make a motion? All right, got Vicky in a second, Vicky, you got a second? All those in favor say aye.